very first match, which is going to be Marcos Chamat against a very fine Filipino player, Marlon Manalo. And there's Marcos Chamat. As you can see, Jerry, you've been covering him for a long time, an outstanding tournament player from Sweden.
Chamat has more heart than any other player in the field. He always rises to the occasion in these world championships. He's known as Napoleon, but also as the giant killer because the man really knocks him down.
Very consistent in other events. Multi-times he's been gone deep in the World Pool Championship. He's going to face some stiff opposition today against one of the finest players from the Philippines, Antonio Gabica. And he's a tough customer, isn't he, Jerry?
Oh, Gabica's got all the experience he needs. Obviously, he was the champion of the 2007 Philippine 9-ball Open. He was the gold medalist in the 2006 Asian Games, double gold medalist in the 2005 SEA Games. The man has been around. He's used to the world stage. He's not going to be frightened by the cameras.
Yes, so the winner of this match is just one rack away from getting into the top 64. The loser still has a chance, so it's not yet single elimination. Now let's get the festivities started. Let's turn you over now to our ring announcer, Mr. Ted Lerner.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We are coming to you live from the Philippine International Convention Center in Manila, Philippines. It's day one of the inaugural World 10-Ball Championship. Okay, now, it's a race to 9, winner breaks. Let's meet the players. Firstly, he comes to us from Sweden. He's known as Napoleon. Introducing Marcos Chamat. And his opponent from the Philippines, Antonio Gabica. Your referee, Mr. Federico Linga.
And Federico Lingan is going to be the man in the middle. Gabica to your left and Chamat to your right. It's a race to 9 here at the World 10-Ball Championship, coming at you on ESPN and on Studio 23. And as you were saying, Jerry, the winner of the lag has the option to pass it back, and you're not going to see much of that.
You'll never see that happen. Gabica has won the lag, and he will break this rack apart.
Gabica is a bit different from many of the Filipino players. He is a bit of a fitness buff, and he's lost over 30 pounds in the last couple of years, and he works out regularly. And I think it really shows in the results. He's a very consistent tournament player, and he's been the finalist in the Asian Tour this year.
Now, the goal of the break shot, of course, is to break these balls as far apart as you can get, and at the same time, squat that cue ball right in the center of the table, because that gives you the best chance of having a shot on the 1 ball. You must, of course, play the balls in numerical order, always shooting the lowest numbered ball on the table first.
The 5 ball has gone down. Chamat electing to break from the side of the table, which some players prefer to break from 10-ball into the middle. Is that so, Jerry?
Yes, because it gives them a better shot at controlling the cue ball and putting it back in the center of the table. However, there's a trade-off there. If you shoot from the center of the table on your break shot, you don't throw as much power into one side of the rack as you do when you go from the side. And that way, the balls don't move apart quite as quickly.
Yes, well, you can't argue with the results here. There are 2 balls down, the red 3 ball and the orange 5. So he's shooting at this one. Is there a bank here, Jerry, or you think he's just going to play safe?
Well, he's probably called the bank shot. No, he's called the safety. Trying to put the cue ball behind these 2 balls. I'm not sure he got there, Bob.
Looks like we have the first hiccup here for Gabica. His safety is not on. As you were saying, Jerry, this is a call shot game. You've got to call your intent, and you can call a safety.
Yes.
If you want to. So a clear shot at this one. The next ball on, though, is that blue 2 near the bottom of your picture.
That's going to be tough to get to, Bob. He'd like to draw back to it, but to do that, he's going to have to jack up the back end of his cue stick because the cue ball is so close to the rail. Well, he's shooting with a level cue. Perhaps he can follow.
It was just enough room. I don't think he could have played that any better, Jerry.
No, that's a pretty good result. Now, however, you know, that's certainly a missable ball.
Yeah, but he was able to just clear that 9. The next ball on after is that pink 4, the lower left corner.
Well done. Well, the rest of this rack lays out pretty nicely. He's got to get to the 6 ball. He has to avoid having the 10 ball block his shot on the 6. And you can see he's looking to hold the cue ball down right about where the 4 ball is now. Doesn't want to get too close to his work.
Looks like he may have to jack up here to avoid fouling. Wants to take that 6. That pocket on the top left is a pretty big pocket because of that 8 ball, you would think.
Yeah, he's got a big pocket. His problem is going to be controlling the cue ball. Like you say, he's going to have to be very careful about not fouling.
And it appears he'll have to accept a pretty long and difficult shot on the 7.
Well, he should be okay. He should be able to get through this rack now.
Looks like he had a level cue there, so he just was able to punch it with very minimal follow-through.
Right.
This is a Group K match. The other players in this group: Niels Fayen from the Netherlands, Darminder Singh Lilly of India, James Delahunty from Australia, and then Rosli from Negara Brunei Darussalam, and Marcus Juva from Finland, and Martin Larsen from Denmark. A pretty tough group. Whenever you've got Niels Fayen in your group, it's a tough group.
You know, he does not have as much angle on this 8 ball as he would like. The more angle you have, the easier it is to send the cue where you wish, but gives him no problem.
I think he took that one rail first.
Now down to the foot rail with the cue ball, back out to the center of the table for the 10. And it looks like first blood will be drawn by Marcus Chamat.
The 10 ball is down. Marcus Chamat of Sweden takes first blood here. This is the World 10 Ball Championship coming at you from the Philippine International Convention Center in Manila in the Philippines. 1-0 is our score between Marcus Chamat of Sweden and Antonio Gabica of the Philippines.
Well, they say that the hardest games to win are the first one and the last one, so Marcus has got that first one under his belt.
That's right, and it is winner's break, so Marcus will be breaking. This is the break shot of Gabica there. We saw it was a pretty good result, but it did not have a clear shot on the 1. He played a weak safe, and from here on in, Chamat was able to clean up.
We'll be telling you about it all week long, how important it is to control the table. You've got to stay at the table and deny opportunities to your opponent. And obviously, once Chamat had an opportunity, he ran right through the rack.
And I think, Jerry, that this discipline of 10 ball kind of lends itself to winner's break better than 9 ball because it's just such a harder game.
And it's tougher to stay at the table game after game after game, so it works just fine.